was here in Whitby, just along the coast from Scarborough campus, that Bram Stoker found inspiration for his novel Dracula amidst the crumbling ruins and rugged coastline. One of the most memorable scenes from the novel is set right here. The Russian ship Demeter runs aground on this beach. The crew have been slaughtered. The captain is a corpse lashed to the wheel. The only survivor is Count Dracula, who in the shape of a gigantic dog leaps from the ship and bounds up these steps. As part of your English degree at Scarborough, you'll have the opportunity to study Dracula, as well as many other dark and gothic tales of terror. Let your imagination, like Stoker's, be fired by the spectacular North Yorkshire coast.
My dissertation was on Dracula, which I think was a really good decision because you've got the coastline and we've got Whitby and the real links to it, so you can go visit Whitby, you can walk up the steps and sort of follow in the footsteps of Dracula, which is really good. I would recommend the Scarborough campus to a friend because it's a really small campus and you get so much more out of your time here because you get to know everybody on your course, everybody's your friend, and there's a real sense of community on the campus. The lecturers are really friendly and they sort of will come and have coffees with you. There's no sort of divide between the lecturers and the students, so you get to know them really well, which is really fantastic and helps while you're on campus.
Wuthering Heights is the name of Mr. Heathcliff's dwelling. Wuthering being a significant provincial adjective descriptive of the atmospheric tumult to which its station is exposed in stormy weather. Pure, bracing ventilation they must have up there at all times indeed. This is Haworth, a stunning village in Yorkshire which was home to the Bronte sisters, Emily, Charlotte and Anne. The sisters lived with their father Patrick, who was curate of the local church. Emily Bronte completed Wuthering Heights at Haworth and it was published in 1847. Sadly, Emily suffered from tuberculosis and she died the following year in December 1848. Her novel, however, has lived on to become one of literature's classics. In Wuthering Heights, the heroine Catherine loves to scamper through the heather barefoot. This is where she feels wild and savage and free. Both Emily Bronte and Catherine Earnshaw in Wuthering Heights have a sympathy with the landscape that surrounds them. Wuthering Heights, said Charlotte Bronte, is a novel which is moorish and wild and knotty. That knottiness, that complexity comes from the novel's themes. A novel which is relevant today with its interest in passion, desire, denial, confinement, enclosure, freedom, and the tension between that duty and desire. All of these things students studying English will consider as part of their degree at the University of Hull's Scarborough campus, and they too will be inspired by the landscape which inspired Emily Bronte to write Wuthering Heights.
I'm up on Scarborough Castle Headland. The university campus is just to the south across the bay there. In 1066, the Norwegian king Harald Hardrada invaded Yorkshire, effectively, and he came here to Scarborough to do a spot of plundering. And it was reputed to be from this headland that he found a way into the town, effectively by setting light to some logs, rolling them down the side of the cliff into the settlement, which was made of wood and so which burnt to the ground. 1066 was not the only time that the town of Scarborough has been ablaze. In December of 1914, very early at the start of World War I, the German Navy decided to come and shell strategic towns along the northeast coast of England, including Scarborough. And on the morning of December the 16th, at 8 o'clock in the morning, the town of Scarborough was quite by surprise hit by this incessant shelling by the German Navy fleet. This was something that was then significantly remembered in Kitchener's Volunteer Army campaign from 1914 to 1916, the most famous example of which is Kitchener's poster saying, "Your country needs you." But there was another poster that went along with that, which was "Remember Scarborough," and there was a picture of Britannia leading Scarborough's men into battle while the town is pictured burning in the background. There are 4 main English courses available at the Scarborough campus. You can study English Literature and Culture, you can study English Language and Literature, which are our 2 single honours courses, or you can combine the study of English with theatre and performance or with educational studies. On all of the degree programmes you'll encounter some literature from the Renaissance right the way through to the contemporary. Whilst the oldest text that we study on the degree is Homer's Odyssey, composed around 850 BC, you will work all the way through Shakespeare from the Renaissance right the way through to the contemporary, and there are opportunities to study such modules as film studies, opportunities to study popular culture, or opportunities to engage with really specialist modules such as language, literature and the law.
Not only is Scarborough campus a great place to study, but the towns of Scarborough, Whitby and all the picturesque villages in between are steeped in culture, history and natural beauty, making this a fantastic place to spend 3 years of your life.